Good morning everyone and welcome to you in today's Bitcoin daily update. Hope you're all doing very well. Bitcoin lost our major support and is now dropping, finding a bit of support at the weekly negative path control we have planned below. But yeah, nothing crazy for me for a long, to be honest. So yeah, let's update Bitcoin and ETH. Today we're going to plan a few things on ETH too. Do we have any news today? Yes, we do. So we have 230 TC plus 2 and that's it, by the way. So I added my alerts and there you go. So it is yeah, sometimes moving the price. Sorry, just 1 second please. Alright, sorry. So yeah, Bitcoin, let's update this and let's show the chart here. So yeah, basically here the plan was this is the crucial support to hold. Basically, okay, if this is lost, can we bounce below here? Yes, that will be for a complex approach, okay, of this support basically. Now if this is lost, it's very likely going towards a new low basically. Can we still bounce off the big levels, weekly negative path control, weekly levels below here? Yes, it's possible, but personally I'm not interested in a long here for a very simple reason: the lack of confidence basically on a higher time frame. These are big supports, yes, but you can see here the fixed range, we are below every single value area low. This is just classed as really weak, okay? This is just a massive sign of weakness. So to long some big levels just because these are some big levels like this, no, we need also to get some higher time frame fixed range pull confidence and stuff like that. And at the moment we are having weakness on the chart, so longing down here is not ideal for me, okay? So the thing is, personally, even if I'm not going to take any long trade here, I'm going to wait for a new low to be made because that's the most probable overall. Now if we still manage to bounce, well, again, that's very good. That's very good, because that's a good sign of strength, okay? And so we have done we didn't make the most probable, if you can say that, but still it's very nice to see if we do that, okay? So if we still manage to bounce even, well, now, or off the weekly level, okay? So right now, for example, just waiting for the pan go up, or go into the weekly and really bounce from here, well, it's fine. I'm not gonna take the long trade here. I'm simply going to wait for later for the retest, and from that retest I'm going to plan my targets for a long, and when the targets are hit, I'm simply going to read the order flow into the targets, see if I have or not to take the long. As simple as that. So I'm gonna catch the retest later if I have to bounce. I really prefer to wait to see this increase in price to really enter a long trade. Otherwise, for me, as soon as I remain below this big support, basically the probability increase for a new low basically. So yeah, I'm not going to take a long here. So anyways, on this being said, let's update the chart here. So daily levels, we have one just right there. Yeah, so let's go on exit charts now. The third one, what is worried 11? 810. Sorry, worried 11 and okay. Then we have what? Nothing. TPOs. We have one just right here. Worried 11,587.5. Okay, TPO and the NPOC. All the volume is at the low, so there is no, it looks like, maybe on the TX1. No, there is nothing here. There is a single print just above the high here. As you can see, we have a pro low by the way, but the today's low is better, so it's fine. But yeah, again, there's a context from behind all of this that I just explained. But yeah, we have a single print just above, so again, this is a resistance. Okay, if we get acceptance into the single print, then we look for it to be filled and sort of go to the top of the single print. Yeah. Anyways, let's have a look here at the chart there. Lot of shorts, longs, 32 millions directly. 32 million, by the way, not millions. Closing. Yeah, honestly, there are a lot more longs than shorts in this whole range, so best will be to swipe the lows and not bounce from here, right? It's like, you know, yesterday, for example, was it was hitting again once more the support, okay, but you can see here again, we've got, so first of all, we've got, you know, the, well, by the way, yeah, since the last update, by the way, sorry, we've got, so this lovely short trade note that we have planned, that is just right there. So when simply, you know, we did swipe the highs, that was the first short target basically had planned, so we just go swipe the high here and get the reversal basically, either for a retest and push up, either for a new low. It depends basically of the reaction next we had to get on the retest targets. We've got only one retest target, that was this one here. At the time I gave it, it was already below, okay, because all of this happened at night, all this drop here. So yeah, it was below, it was a resistance. As I said, if we keep it as resistance like this, okay, it's just very bearish and it increased basically the probability of a new low, as simple as that. And so yeah, we've got the new low next. And so yeah, once we've done the new low, basically what happened there, so first of all, upon the loss of the support for the retest, we've got, you can see here a lot of longs. Sorry, here you can see all the longs coming here, all the longs coming here. All of this brings us with a massive bearish CVD, and of course you can see here overall the trend is down. We keep doing lower lows and lower highs. Well, this simply means this is we are in a downtrend. We have a lot of longs, but we are going down, so all of the longs are getting absorbed, and this is not classed as bullish, right? So yeah, we just get the drop, we stop a lot of longs, but still we get, you can see another 10 million of longs coming here, and so this just crash even further to the downside basically. But yeah, so really nice short trade we have played in the last update. The first short target, it played out absolutely perfectly. That's lovely. Anyways, so yeah, what I was saying here, yeah, we'll have a lot more longs than shorts within the range. So here, the best way to swipe the lows, it's like yesterday, for example. Can it bounce with all of the longs like this? Yes, but again, the more probable is to get a continuation like this. Well, not necessarily like this, but to get at the very least the previous low here to be taken. So yeah, this is that's also another reason why I will not take a long here. Again, it can bounce, everything is possible as always, but yeah, I don't want to be in this. No 80-20 setup. Really a very strong move down. Sorry. Anyways, yeah. So let's come here to the chart and see what we can expect next. So, I mean, I already covered this at the very beginning of the stream. So basically here, if we drop further, as I said, I'm not going to take any long trade here. I'm going to wait for a new low to be made. And so if we have to make a new low, it's very simple. What are we looking for with a wave? With the wave here, we are looking for, you know, this possible ABC zigzag to the downside. So let me go on the forwards, by the way. So if we have to look for this ABC zigzag to the downside, and here, by the way, you know, was looking for this wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So either a bigger ABC, and so look for another rise next. If we manage to get the rise here, okay. Normally would have been better to just not go that down. Anyways, otherwise, what we have planned was a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the downside. So at the moment, unless we get a sign of strength, this is more likely what I'm going to take. Okay, this bigger impulsive down. And so in that case, we can look for this A, B, C zigzag to the downside. And so if we have to look for this ABC zigzag to the downside, for it's very simple to find a target. We simply have to use the fixed range from the A wave root to the A wave bottom to the B wave top. Okay, so A wave bottom to the B wave top. I like to place it really on the candle perfectly and move it like this next to the right. Oops, 400, and now we can pull all the correction targets, and there we go, we have our targets. So we have first of all the MC extension, then we'll have the 120 extension, the 1823 and the 1618, and these are the targets. Now to find which ones are the most probable ones, so again we simply have to use the levels chart here to find the confluence. And so here we ended up more likely, if we do this, move down here, in an A, B, well, B and C with a 5 waves up, correction, 5 waves up. I'm just gonna mute my notifications here. There you go. So yeah, that is the plan here for Bitcoin. And so now let's find which one is the most probable below. Okay, so again, I am at the moment more likely looking for a move to the downside because we've lost the crucial support to hold. Now, does it mean that I am shorting down here? No, I'm not gonna short because we're at support still. Okay, so I'm not gonna short down here. I have a short from here, I have a short from the all-time high. So yeah, I'm not gonna short down here. Okay, it's not because I am expecting a low from here that I'm gonna short here, right? Just to make it clear. Now, for the next long, well, for me it's below, but in case we reclaim, I'm gonna wait for the pullback next to the retracement, the retest, as I said before. Okay, am I going to look for any short trade here? For the moment, no. Okay, because I want to see a push to the upside to really plan the short targets. So yeah, I'm not gonna cover shorts really right now, but brilliant shorts by the way. What I've planned there. This one is not valid anymore as we didn't reach the target, but we've got the first one here. Honestly, this is pretty nice. We've got this short trade here, we've got this short trade here, we've got the biggest tops of the wall downtrend. That's very nice. So yeah, that's lovely. So yeah, for the next shorts, I'm not really looking for a short here. Honestly, I'm gonna really wait for a nice increase in price to really plan some short targets. As for now, I prefer to focus on long. The only long I can see is below here, below that low, or if we get a reclaim, I'm gonna long the retest later. But as for now, I prefer this kind of move to the downside. So yeah, that's a process if we push higher. So if we go down, let's plan now the targets and find the supports for this. So let's go on the 4 hours to do this. Let's go on the 12 hours by the way. Already planned that honestly. So let me use, just gonna hide that for now. This is there you go. Yeah, okay. Wow, struggling to place that correctly. Well, anyways, let's do this. Okay, so we have this value low first. So yeah, okay. Look, let me just add the squares for me, then I'm gonna explain myself. Boom. Yeah, okay, it's much below. Well, yeah, everything is there already. So this is the next one. And this is the next one. And this will be best. Okay, so now let me add this extension tool here. I mean, look at that. This is this is insane, right? Look at this. Without pulling the FIP extension here, we've planned this, this, and this as the best targets. Look at this. MC extension is right into our first target. 120 extension here, have confidence too, but is not the most probable. We can still bounce from here. I prefer to say we can still bounce from here for a very simple reason. There will be a complex approach of this support, so to speak. We go below, we lose the support basically. Sorry, we just, for example, reclaim directly, flip into support and get the continuation. We'll bounce from here and basically fake out the drop of the first big support. Okay, there will be more for a complex approach, okay, of the previous support if we have to bounce from here. If you want to really understand more about the complex approach, I'm not gonna cover too much today, but you can go on the website and simply go into the order flow course. I can't remember which lesson it is. It is well, level approach, by the way, and you will find out this. But yeah, basically, if we bounce from below, it will be for a complex approach of this first target, basically the first query here. Okay, but now you can see first one here have the MC extension. Moving on to the next one for a complex approach, 120 extension, but otherwise 123, bam, perfect, absolute perfect confidence. Look at this, it's almost exactly on our levels, the big level here that is the point of control. Then moving on to the next one, we have this very nice part here. As you can see, I did not select it here, the first upper part here. I selected the bottom part, and this match absolutely perfectly here, the 161. So we can even extend that a little bit more to the downside here. Like this again. If we have to do something very big here to the downside, so for example, what I'm saying this is, for example, we get a massive red candle here, we can go and touch, for example, we can bounce off that level, but really drop below here, touch the lower levels, for example here, DNPOC 618, TPO and naked session, path control, reclaim directly, and there you go. But you know, we can go and touch, for example, the lower levels here. Okay, so be aware of this. Well, what's going on there? Okay, but yeah, I will not forget the levels in between here. Okay, because we can do such move. Now, yeah, these are the best targets. Basically, these are the best long trades. And if we lose the last support here, if we lose here, so to speak, the 1618. Honestly, it's really not looking good, as I already said a couple of times, by the way, before, because I already planned this support. It was already on my chart, but completely forgot. But yeah, if we lose this support here, it's really not looking good, because if we drop below this, the next target for me will be this bottom there, so to speak, break below 89,000, well, 90,000, let's say. If you break below 90,000, you can expect next 74,000 at the very least. So we better hold this. Yeah, that is the plan basically. These are the three next big long targets we're having below. Maybe I can add everything here on a chart with nothing and just keep the big levels. So for example, we can use this extension tool here. Is this DNPOC tapped or not? Looks like it's a front run here. Yeah. So let's take this, this. The big levels below. We can take here the point of control, this fixed range, the 618 86%, DNPOC naked session path control. This one is selected, perfect. This just right there. This, and we're good. And so normally now, yeah, normally now if I go here, and past this. There we go, we have our targets, and we can get rid of the lower ones here. That was for much before here. This will be done later. Let me just get rid of all of this here. Gonna keep the one below. Yeah, so there we go. So we have have a daily level. Oh yeah, we have a monthly negative path control, by the way. Completely forgot about this one. There we go. So yeah, basically the first one here, okay, it's a very, well, it can look complex because that's a very big target, but it's not that complex in the end. The very simple thing is, first of all, we can divide these targets by 2. Okay, the upper part of the target and the bottom part of the target, basically. Okay, we'll have the first upper part and then the bottom part. Well, first of all, we can do simply, we can look here once we took the low. If we take the low, we can look simply for a swing through pan or a failed auction. So swing through pan, do a wick below here. I mean, do a move below, basically. Okay, you go below, reclaim directly, close back above the pre-low, get the good long reaction on the order flow, all of this, and then get the nice push to the upside. So basically, you can do, by the way, a massive wick and go and touch the lower levels. It's possible. Just we want to see a close back inside this, I mean, above this previous bottom, basically, as simple as that. So we leave, for example, we have here, okay, we have a low, we take it, but we come back above directly, we close back above, and then we rise. That's a swing through pan. So basically, we can do the same, either a very small one, either a massive one down to the lower levels, and then reclaim. Okay, we have to see in a minute time. What can happen otherwise is either a swing through pan, either a failed auction. So basically, you get acceptance this time below. Okay, so for example, you have, let's say, we don't really have good examples here. We've got one, by the way, here, you know, for the short with plan, just right there. There you go. We have a high. Okay, instead of just taking it and coming back down, take it, come back down directly and close back below, you really get acceptance, if we can say above, really spend some time, form something bearish on the order flow, and get the drop. Just fail or get some massive weakness, for example, and drop. So basically here that will be the same. So basically here you will get acceptance below, spend some time, form something bullish, and get the reversal. Okay, so that will be the different approach basically for the first target, and you have the upper part and the bottom part of the target basically. So that will be the first trades we can look for next on Bitcoin if we drop from here. Moving on to the next one, we can look for this section of the chart, but again, this one is going to be much more complex because of the lack of confidence against like the current target we are at the moment. This, if we bounce from it, as I said, it's going to be for a complex approach of this first support. So to speak, for example, we can just do we just get nothing bullish inside, no swing through pan, nothing good for a failed auction. We just continue the drop here, we go and touch the lower levels, get a reclaim directly, flip the first support into support, and get a bigger bounce. So basically we'll just do a fake out basically below here. You will just trap some shorts below here or get some weakness to go down and still manage to reclaim, flip to support and bounce. So the long will be to take either directly from here, depends if you can recognize down the order flow, either from this flip to support. Otherwise we can do something even more tricky, go below, bounce from the support, flip this support. Again, Bitcoin is sometimes very complex to trade, but by the time you get used to it, so you can just flip it into resistance, fake the drop, and from here you get the reclaim, flip into support and bounce. So you long the flip to support or the very low if you manage to recognize down the order flow. That is the most complex approach, but again, it's not impossible. So that's why I try to make you aware of this, so you can trade that basically with the time if we have to do this. Okay. And yeah, if very simple, if we lose this support, that is not a very high probability support, honestly, but again, we can do something complex like this. I will not be surprised at all. This is Bitcoin, but yeah, if we are unable to do, again, this is not the one of the best. The best are really the green squares here. This is more for a complex approach, so I will not be so aggressive here, and I will compound later if we manage to really reclaim. Okay, that'll be more the process of this. So yeah, if we just drop below again the complex approach levels here, target, we can look for this one here. We have so a swing third pan, a low here, some liquidity, plus a big point of control of the wall range here. And of course the 123 of the extension here of the ABC zigzag down. Okay, and if this one is not holding again, well, let's move into the next one. We have this target down here. Yeah, just right there. By the way, I'm gonna add, there we go, value hello. Yeah, this is the next target basically we're having here, so we can extend that a little bit because we can go down to the 1618. Again, the stop loss is going to be placed at the bottom of the move if we go down here and if we make a bottom here. So yeah, we just have to look further along into this target, as simple as that. So yeah, these are the 3 different targets with all the different process we can get to run to the trades, with a complex possible approach of the first support in between here. So yeah, hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. And that is it for Bitcoin, honestly. Okay, then yeah, I'm looking for this bigger ABC zigzag more likely, unless we get a nice sign of trend here to the upside. And so if we have to make this ABC zigzag, it's either for the wave 5 is in, so we're looking for a much more bigger move to the downside, either for a longer and bigger wave 1, wave 2, and then the wave 3, 4, 5. Okay, a bigger impulsive up to complete that wave 5. Again, is it time to be super bullish like this at the highs? I'm not sure about that, honestly. But yeah, again, if we get something good off the long, that's an idea to keep in mind. It's like, you know, this long at 15,000. Normally I will still be in, but I had to close my trade because Bybit closed in France. But I have been holding this until here, if I'm correct. Okay, the 15,000 when I took this was a scalp at first. So when you take the scalp, you have the idea and you have the possibility of going that high, but you're never sure at the time we're going to do it. So you just take profit, set your stop on trend. If the wave if the wave basically that we're creating on the chart here are looking good for this, well, you just keep the trade open. And yeah, so here for example, it can be a long, okay, a scalp entry, but still by keeping in mind that this is possible. This is what I mean basically. Hope that makes sense. And I would like to do also the wave count here. Because if this is in, honestly, I mean, I already said that a couple of times, but this wall price action is one of the worst price action we've got in a bull run. Like each bull runs was very nice and clean with the wave. You can see a clear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with some nice and beautiful 5 waves here in between. I mean, look at that, how this is completely fucked up for the 5 waves up. This is really, it looks like a correction to the upside. This is just pretty insane. Like yeah, the shapes of the wave are just absolutely terrible. So it's really complex to count, honestly. But that's the game. We have to deal with it, but it sucks. Yeah, honestly, I cannot see something else here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th. Well, yeah, for example, this kind of wave for a wave 3, this is just terrible. This is just terrible. Like this is the kind of wave normally you get in a wave 3. Like you get some really nice 1, 2, 1, 2, boom, massive wave 3, wave 4, wave 5, absolute crazy wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. There's not this kind of thing here where you get some massive long range bounce, some... yeah, this is... anyways, that's a game. And what says the RSI on the weekly time frame, by the way? 1, 2, 1, 2. Even the RSI is just terrible here. We just break everything. The wave 2 is broken with the wave 4. Let's see, maybe the monthly. The monthly is better. One, two. 1, 2, 3. I mean, look at that. And so on the monthly time frame, it says 3, 4, 5. Or 3. We're still in the 4, and we're going to push up for the 5th next. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, in any case. 1, 2. I'll have to think more about it, like more deeply on my side, to really try to find a count where we'll not, like we'll do this and bounce, for example, not like get a massive crash with some fireways completed and so to speak something like this. You know, you get some fireways up, then you just crash. Okay. I would like to find another possibility for this count here to the upside, but at the moment, right now, at the time, I can't find it. So I'll spend some more time on my side on this, but at the moment I'm working very hard every day for something new coming up next, hopefully. Normally it should. But anyways, about, you know, this... well, I can go here. This announcement just right here. I'll let you go into Discord and check out this. Posted that also in here, but it's really higher. So yeah, anyways, for now let's focus on this, okay, on this section here. I will do a full higher time frame video, really for the video, a higher time frame count in a video. I'm really going to do one video. I'm gonna focus on this in one video. It's already a 35 minutes live stream, pretty long, and we have ETH by the way to cover. So yeah, that is it for Bitcoin. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. I don't know if there are any questions. Good morning, mate. And no, I cannot. There are no questions. So let's move on ETH now. So ETH, we've got, well, perfect plan, honestly. Again, we've got this ABC zigzag plan here. You know, we was looking for that wave 4 with this ABC zigzag to the downside, as you can see. So ABC zigzag. We've got next the B, just right here. We've got the B. We've planned the retest for the short. By the way, we've planned some longs and some shorts, but with Bitcoin much dropping and everything like the time there was no long to take except the first one. But we've got the retest target here, we've got the short on this, and the short basically was just right there, just before we get this massive blow here on ETH. And so yeah, that brings us with the C here to the downside. So again, lovely predictions here, and all of this for free. This is just really insane. ABC here, go into this target and then bounce again. If that's that wall thing here is not an ABC zigzag to the upside. So yeah, anyways, so ABC zigzag down. So what we can do here, it's like Bitcoin, we can simply pull an extension tool from the A wave root to the A wave bottom to the B wave top at the extension targets. MC extension, 120 extension, but 120 extension and these MC extension here, we don't really care because our target is here. So again, you can see here, we can pull the extension tool. We have the 123 sitting right on the first key level. There is the 38.2 of the wave 4, and then we'll have the 1618 lining up exactly with the 50% of the wave 4. How cool is that? Again, look at the confluence. It's just brilliant. Again, this is just brilliant. So these are the two best targets. This was shared, of course, yesterday in Discord for absolutely free before we even bounce. You can see just right here. Oh, by the way, it was the next one. Just right there. As I say, these are the two best targets before we even touch that. And so yeah, a couple of minutes or hours later, we already bounced 3% of this. That's really lovely. You can see finding the support there. What is that? Okay. So yeah, lovely. Now again, for this to bounce, well, we need also Bitcoin to bounce, right? And so we need Bitcoin to get the massive reclaim here and sign of strength. Otherwise, this is just going to continue down. As simple as that. So I will take profit if you're in a long here, or you have maybe a complete different plan and you're pretty sure it's going to rise, then you wait for the take profit, right? But yeah, that is the plan. So yeah, still looking for the wave 4 until Bitcoin drop really massively and ETH is losing the last support we have planned. So these are still the two best support. We can still go and touch the last key level here, but that'll be more normally. Again, that can be an extension in the C to go and touch 200%. It's possible if we get something like a really big crash and a massive quick move to the downside. But otherwise, the ideal will be to get a bounce and to then get a bigger triple wave like this. So basically, it will bring us with a double EXY like this, by the way, down here. And then you get the full reversal. Now, yeah, we'll prefer to hold this first support, honestly. Okay, because also of this, we have, well, with a level chart here, let's go on a 12 hours time frame. We have a big confluence down here, as you can see. So we have the 38.2 with a, not with a 50%, with the 123 of the extension tool, or we bounced from already. But again, you can see with the levels, there is nothing crazy. So as I said yesterday in Discord, it will be more for a big failed auction of this pre-store here. Okay, we really go below, make everyone bearish, and then reclaim and full reverse for the wave 5. Now, we need Bitcoin to do something better here. Okay, for this to bounce. And yeah, if this is not bouncing because Bitcoin is just dropping even further, what is more likely going to happen? But again, we can get a sign of strength on Bitcoin. If we get it, that's nice. I'm going to long later. Then if we continue on Bitcoin, we're going to continue on ETH. And so we're going to go and hit the much bigger confluence target, the 50% basically of the wave 4 down here. Okay, so this is the best overall. If we can go down here, that will be nice. And you can see again, if we go to the 200%, there is no real big confluence. That will be first swing 3 pound of this. It's not impossible, but I'll prefer to maintain this support. If I manage to catch the draw here, this one here, I will prefer to maintain this as support. Okay. Oops, it's here. So yeah, that is the plan. And again, if we lose every single support here, we lose the first one. The second one, Bitcoin is still massively bearish. There is nothing to do off this on ETH. We'll just drop again to the next one. If again the next one, Bitcoin is still massively bearish, then what it means that it was the A, B, C zigzag to the upside. And so there is no way for 5 next. This is just a crash. That's why we need to see what Bitcoin is going to do. Very important, very key. Problem is with Elliott wave, 5 waves, correction 5 waves. It's either an ABC zigzag, either a 1, 2, 3, and next you look for a wave 4, and next you look for the wave 5. So in any case, you have no choice really here with the context to look for a wave 4 and next for a wave 5. And you simply have to plan the targets like this, into the targets, see what Bitcoin is doing at the same time. If Bitcoin is doing great, that's a long on ETH. If Bitcoin is not doing great, there is no long. And so you avoid taking longs basically, and losses normally. That's a process. So yeah, that is it for ETH and for the today's daily update. So hope you all enjoyed. If you enjoy, as always, smash the likes, subscribe to the channel, turn notifications. Stay tuned for this upcoming change here. So I will bring back memberships basically. Because yeah, engagement dropped massively within the 2 last years where I, made everything for free basically. engagement dropped massively, so to keep me motivated basically and to still provide really high quality content and good predictions like this, for example, you know, with for example such level, for example, that was planned a long time before we even hit that. You can see this level was basically the all-time high, the perfect, absolute perfect all-time high. All of this, well, yeah, to keep me motivated, I will prefer, I'm bringing back basically the memberships. So yeah, we'll get this kind of daily update, basically the 3 daily updates within the membership basically, and you will get this Mateos TA that will be now for, normally that will be a VIP membership, so we'll get this section here that is at the moment free, but you will get, and that was free for the past 2 years by the way, but you will get this normally in the normally you will get this in the membership basically. And so yeah, I'm working on some things for, well, since Monday already, from 8 to, it depends, some days, but yeah, usually at night, not too late, but still, on something that normally takes months to be done. But yeah, anyways, I like to do things on my own. I like to learn new things, basically, to do things on my own and to discover new things. And I like to, when I'm doing it, I like to do it fast, but still good. Quality as always first. Anyways, so yeah, I'm not gonna say more about the thing here, but it should come normally. I said 1 week or 2, maybe gonna take longer. Normally next week it should be done. So yeah, normally, to give a date approximately, well, normally if everything goes well, this should come around the 6th of October. Yeah, normally if everything goes well next week. So yeah, anyways, that is it for me for today. So thank you all again for joining, for watching the stream. Hope you enjoyed. Let's see if Bitcoin managed to get the sign of strange here, the reclaim. If so, I'm gonna look for a long of the retest. I'm not gonna long here. Otherwise, the more probable here for me remains low on Bitcoin because of the lack of confidence on a higher time frame with a fixed range here. There is one missing here now. Wait, what was the fixed range of this, where it was below here? Okay, it was that one. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Okay, it was that one. Good, so yeah, plan remains the same. I was like, well, maybe not, because the pool was maybe not correct, but yeah, it was correct. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Wishing you all a brilliant day ahead. Don't forget the news today at 2:30 UTC+2. And yeah, take care. Have a nice weekend because we're Friday, and see you all in the next one. Cheers.